Go keep threatening.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Friday Night Hangout brought to you by the Craft Beer Nation. Tonight's Friday, September 23rd, and as you can see, we have not a full panel, but we have more than the usual as of late. So you can bet your bottom dollar that it's going to be probably a lot of shenanigans.
Out of control, I believe, is the description you're looking for.
So before we get into it, let me introduce you to the regular panel of fools. Matt Miller, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing all right. I've got one of these damn wax caps here. It's giving me all kinds of fits, but
at least it's not a cork that you can break off in the bottle.
At least it's not double corked. You mean double corked?
Oh, geez. Some things you guys are never going to forget, huh?
Never. Freddie Rodriguez, how are you doing tonight, sir?
What's going on, everyone? I'm doing great. How are you?
No complaints. Gil Mello on the road in Cleveland, Ohio.
On the road.
Having an awesome time, drinking beer, hanging with you fools. So it's all good.
Douglas Nolan.
What's going on?
How are you tonight, sir?
Not too bad. Yourself?
I have complaints, but nobody wants to hear them.
You're right there.
Jeffrey J. Davis. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing well. Good to be here. Haven't hung for a while. Been traveling, so happy to hang with my bros for a little while.
How's that presidency going?
Yeah, man.
Coming back, man. Coming back. We're just waiting for the right opportunity. You know, you can write me in. You know,
no, don't come back, please. For the sake of me.
Yeah, exactly. It can't get much worse, can it? You know.
I know, given this day and age.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess this is a special welcome back, Cotter, to Marcus Penn, who hadn't been with us since goddamn Reconstruction. How you doing, Marcus?
It's been a few minutes. I'm doing all right. So since the last time you see me, I lost a job, was out of work for 5.5 months. Got a new job, and now I'm, finally getting back into the swing.
And you're rocking the lower third from the George H.W. Bush administration era.
I am rocking the lower third. When you don't show. No, I changed all.
Okay.
Fucker was like half the damn. Oh, do we still cuss? I didn't even know.
No, yeah, we're trying to keep that on the down low.
That thing was like half the screen. So I'm rocking it old school because I don't rate to have a new lower third because I don't show my face.
You do have it. You just didn't go get it, but that's fine.
I do have it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Gil's the man.
Gil
I'm guessing that's in the Google file, right?
Yeah.
All right, so so now that we got the introductions out of the way, I'm going to loop right back around and go right back through this again. Matt, what are you drinking?
All right, I have a 2015 vintage specialty beer here from.
Don't say the B word, man.
God, no. This is another macro brew, but I bought this. This is from Terrapin. This is from Terrapin. Wait, are they macro? Miller owns what?
50%, I think, right?
I think they just took controlling interest in them here like a month ago.
Yeah.
This is last year's release of Tiramisu.
I'm sure it's terrible.
So
that's pre-acquisition, man.
Yeah, so this was malt beverage brewed with cocoa nibs with natural flavors added, and tiramisu, the Italian dessert, noted mostly by coffee and vanilla and cocoa.
And ladyfinger cookies.
And
cakes cookies. Or whatever.
Yeah, and I think there's do they put booze in it? Is there like a...
Yeah, usually like...
rum. It's rum.
Yeah, rum.
They got Gil just jumped at that. Rum. I know.
In aroma, this thing is all candy. It's all cocoa and coffee, and you know how there's like this overly sweet smell of what's that Southern Tiers?
Like creme brulee.
Creme brulee, right? That overly kind of astringent, sticky, sweet smell.
The sugar bomb.
Diabetes nose.
Yeah, this has definitely got diabetic coma nose to it. Pours jet black in my Springhouse Reserve Society glass here. Give it a taste. It is pretty unremarkable. Wow, a lot of lot of coffee, and then as the coffee goes by and the stout goes by, then I get that chemically sweet taste. It does not. It doesn't flint. It doesn't. I say chemically, but it isn't unpleasant altogether. It just isn't. I don't know. It's just a little too sweet for me.
That's a chemical that's put out by a lot of microbreweries. So
yeah, and it's just all lactose. So if I drink this whole bomber of this, I'm going to have all kinds of digestive problems tomorrow. So we may just taste it a little bit and then set it to the side.
Doodle McDooster.
That's a beer that you have to share. You know, it's a lot of those sweet beers. It's hard to drink a whole big bomber out of it.
Yeah, I'd have to spend some time with this one. That's for sure.
You can just Randall it through lactate.
Yeah, that's all. I have some of that upstairs. That's what I should totally go do.
I like that idea.
Yeah,
but that beer, you know, that and the Wake and Bake. I mean, they're kind of coveted, right? I mean,
that's essentially what this is, right? Isn't this Wake and Bake with other flavors in it? Oh no, this is Moohoo. Duh.
Oh yeah, Moohoo. Damn.
Yeah,
the chocolate milk stout.
Yes. So, boy, it definitely, I tell you, I haven't had a sip in about 30 seconds, and I still have that sweet kind of cloying stickiness to it.
I'd stay away from that if I were you, my man, since you're going camping tomorrow.
Yeah.
If it's still sticking around, if it's still cloying like that, that means that bad boy is Lactoseville, USA. So
yeah, when I went to the fridge and pulled this out, why didn't I think that in advance? But because I'm stupid. I'm a stupid man.
You're gonna sound like the Virginia Tech marching band tonight when you go to bed.
Yeah. Somewhere in the middle of the night, I'll get sent to the couch.
Yeah.
Have fun with that. I know you'll definitely be on beer number 2 by the time we make it to everybody here.
100% sure of that.
So, Freddie, what are you drinking tonight?
Tonight I started the beer out. Beer I just recently got from Funky Buddha, and I think where they're from. Is it
West Palm Beach?
West Palm Beach.
Yep.
Yeah. This is their Sticky Treats. It's their rice and marshmallow blonde ale. So like a Rice Krispie treat blonde ale, I guess. Pretty interesting. I don't know.
It looks like they got a bro Rice Krispie dude in there, right?
Yeah, they got 3 dudes that look pretty damn high in the thing, and they got a bag of rice that's spilling everywhere, and yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
Could you get that a little closer to the camera? Oh my God, my eyes hurt.
You worry about drinking your chocolate syrup over there.
Yes, that's what it is.
And no, it's good, man. It's a blonde. I get where they're going with this. I guess it's a Rice Krispie treat. You're gonna get like vanilla. You're gonna get like it's not creamy by any means, but it's sweet and it's got like notes of vanilla in there. Kind of mash because like you get some of this like I don't know. There's like something that's kind of weird on it. It's like a chemically flavor it's off-putting a little bit.
Kind of mash, ladies and gentlemen. That's a word now.
That's an adjective, man. MEHISH, mash.
Very mash, and
has that a meh like tendencies?
I mean, I guess for where they were going, it worked. I guess it's just not my thing, and it's little, whatever. But I mean, it's a blonde, so it's not like you're gonna get like something ridiculous.
Does it say? Is it brewed actually with marshmallows, Freddie?
Actually, I tried to look that up earlier. I didn't find any information on it, to be honest.
Because marshmallows are kind of taste pretty artificial.
Yeah.
Anyway, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
They are.
It's just like pure glucose. This is. It says it's definitely brewed with rice and vanilla. I mean, that's it. I mean, so I'm assuming some of the vanilla is maybe that's where they're going for the marshmallow taste, maybe. But yeah, man, it's good. It's good. It's easy. I mean, 5% ABV, super crushable, not overly like cloning sweet. So it's. I mean, it's decent. I think I preferred some of the Carton Brewing, like their blonde and their cream ales over this, I would suppose. Well, yeah, it's not bad. It's all right.
That's what's up. So definitely not a I would buy it again kind of beer.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest buying it if this is available to you. I mean, unless it's your thing. I don't know.
But
I wouldn't say not try it though.
in general, most stuff Funky Buddha makes is pretty damn good. So they're like a money brewery, you know.
No, yeah, they make excellent beer, man, for sure. All the maple bacon coffee porter variants, barley wine.
Last Snow's probably one of the best coconut beers I've had.
Oh, that beer is so.
No, the
beer was. I still have Fred and high remarks for that beer. That was the best thing he sent me. Yeah.
Sure. Huh.
That beer
Fred, it was first I see singing all that Trillium beer was just crap.
All that Trillium beer was amazing, but see, I'm not as hoppy head as you guys. I love stouts, but that particular stout with coconut was just
supportive, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you have another bottle, don't hesitate.
Just dream pour it.
Gil, since you're talking, what you drinking?
I'm drinking beer.
Zima.
I would say from your neck of the woods, but it's not far from you guys there. It's hard to look at this label here, but it's a Lord Shredder from a Vale, and that's their. I think that's they doubled the name because they're double dry hopped, right? Do you guys know by any chance, which hop they use on this beer? I couldn't find out.
I think they blend. It's a blend.
Okay. Yeah, so it's a 6.3%. It was actually sent to me. It's funny. It came to me as way of Boston. Another beer that Fred sent it to me. So thanks again.
That guy's a hell of a guy, man. Jesus.
That guy's he's almost awesome.
That dude get more Vale beer than I do. And I live like an hour and a half away.
It's crazy. I think as every beer from Vale is a very solid beer. I mean, they do their beers. I think are really good, and not by any means my favorite beers that I can get, but they're very solid beer. This beer is not very hazy. It's just there's a nice light orange tone. On the camera here, it looks a little darker than it actually is. I can almost see it through it. There's a nice amount of carbonation. I get a lot of floral notes, some citric notes. I know they use a blood orange on this beer, but I don't get much blood orange on the nose at all. That's more like tropical floral notes.
It's interesting that you don't get Lord Orange because the regular Lord Shredder uses, I think, 10 pounds per barrel, and Lord
Shredder 30 pounds or something.
Yeah, 3 times the amount of blood orange puree per barrel on that beer right there.
Yeah, no, I get the blood orange for sure on the flavor, right? But on the aroma, I get more like citrus and some tropical notes. Not much of that blood orange kind of flavor. You know how there's a little difference on the grapefruit and the blood orange. It's more grapefruit to me than it is blood orange. But on the flavor, I get nice bitterness in the end. It's a very, very solid beer. It's a really, really good beer. For a double dry hopped, I was hoping to be a little more bitter than it is. I think it's not quite as bitter as I was hoping to be, being double dry hopped and all that. And
well, the dry hopping gives
double dry hopping.
I was about to say
that.
Go ahead.
The double dry hopping will go more towards the aroma. It shouldn't affect the bitterness whatsoever.
Right. But I understood that everything was doubled on this beer, including the hopping in the beer. So maybe I was confused. But it's just that I was hoping to be a little more hoppy. But again, it doesn't deter from the beer. It's a really good beer. I think there's a nice flavor, very solid beer. It's not my favorite beer I had from them. But for sure, I would drink it again, no doubt. That's very tasty.
I would make the case that if they doubled everything but tripled the blood orange puree, that would probably cancel out a lot of the bitterness that you would normally get from that beer.
That is true. That you could have a point there. So again, it's more grapefruit flavors to me than it is blood orange. That's the only thing I have to say. Still very, very good. I think it's worth to get it. They're doing a nice job. So yeah, I probably would buy it again or get it again. Or wouldn't mind to get from Boston again. It's all fine.
I feel like you're taking a shot at me.
Well, if you can get from the people that live in Virginia, might as well get from Boston.
I just want to say that you're in Cleveland on business, and you took that beer with you.
Exactly.
That's your dedication to craft beers. You took beer with you on a trip.
You should be drinking Edmund Fitzgerald Porter or Horny Frog or something.
No. See, the beers I buy here, I take it back home. I don't drink it here because I already have. I'm drinking them at the restaurants as we go around. So
tough life, man. Tough life.
Yeah, right.
And since you're so dedicated to craft beer, won't you take off on Tuesdays? Since I don't take off on Tuesdays and drive the Vale to get beers from their releases.
Oh
yeah.
Just saying.
You guys could. I was gonna say pull each other's hair, but never mind.
Lay down some truth, Randy Garden.
That'd be a lot of rubbing.
Yeah,
if we try to pull each other's hair.
That's what it look like.
Ball heads.
Like, come here, man. Come here.
Doug, what are you drinking, man?
Tonight, I've just grabbed a few things I had in the fridge to start off. So I'm just doing the Deschutes fresh squeezed.
Such an underrated beauty that is.
You can't go wrong with that one.
And and it's one of those things like since they're going to be building their brewery here in like 25 years.
That's it. You got something to look forward to at least.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Shoots.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll be able to. Maybe they'll be open by the time my son is 21. And I can go have his first beer there.
Goddamn, make some noise! Make some noise for the Shoots taking 25 years to open up their brewery.
Oh, boy, here we go.
And so since they announced that they're coming here, a lot of their kind of regular beers have been on the shelf. So I've been kind of, giving a few of them a try here and there. And this is the only one that I've bought several times. So, I've certainly gone through many a 6-pack of it. And, it's certainly not, the IPAs, from like the Vale and stuff like that. But for just a great just daily drinking IPA to have in your fridge, you certainly can't go wrong. It's not overly, hazy or the big juicy IPAs or whatever. It's kind of, the camera certainly makes it look darker than it is, but it's definitely just a golden orange, and it's a lot of tangerine and grapefruit, and you kind of get some of that piney notes in it as well. But it's very well made beer.
The crazy thing about it is that when you drink, so there's no denying that that's a good I think that's a really good beer, right? But when you drink all these New England IPAs, that totally kind of like skews your palate, and you kind of feel like these West Coast IPAs are like, I mean, it's a good change of pace. This Shoots fresh squeeze when that's an awesome IPA.
It's an amazing IPA.
Yeah, but
right.
that beer is more of a mass market beer. It's been out for 3 years. If you get that on draft from a fresh keg, it's super fruity. It's Starburst all the way, totally tropical. It's not a Trillium or something, but it's very solid. I love that beer.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that, and especially now that they've come here, you can get it anywhere. I mean, it literally, well, maybe not the fresh squeeze. You can get the fresh squeeze in basically any grocery store, but even like the Mirror Pond Pale Ale, I mean, that's available in like gas stations, convenience stores now. So, I mean, it's one of those things now, it's almost kind of in a way like the new Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, or, if you're going someplace and you're like, oh crap, we didn't get beer, we'll get something, but, all you can stop at is local, shitty grocery store or convenience store. You can usually find something like this there.
So you can pick up some Mirror on the way to work, man.
Yeah.
It used to not be gas station available though for us.
Well, the thing is, if I'm still in my same place of employment in 15 years, I'll be able to go there on my lunch break, since the brewery will be literally a half mile from where I work. So,
unfortunately, not, because it's going to be 21 years. So,
yeah.
10 years don't cut it.
And it's highly illegal to drink on your lunch hour anyway, man. So don't do that.
I'm not sure who you work for. Yeah.
He doesn't work for anyone. He's
Mhm.
Us at the Craft Beer Nation do not endorse drinking on your lunch hour.
Yeah, we just post the pictures on Friday. Friday only.
Yeah.
When every
Just
day's
there.
your lunch hour, JJD.
Exactly.
There you go.
There's nothing wrong with a beer lunch. I know what you're talking about.
We support drinking, but we don't endorse.
Jeffrey J. Davis.
What up? So, I'm in Texas. We just recently got AleSmith distribution. So, I've had Speedway Stout a lot, but I've never had a lot of their other beers. So I'm on their
You horny devil, you.
Yeah, that's me, man. And it's a Belgian strong golden ale brewed with spices, and I'm not sure if they're going for a triple or a Belgian strong golden ale because they mention, I'm reading from the back here, including candy sugar, which implies triple, and a Trappist yeast strain. I doubt that. I'm sure they bought something from Wyeth, but that's kind of what they're going for on the thing. But they don't. That's not called a triple on the label. It's they just say like a Belgian strong golden ale. I was surprised this thing. It's not very carbonated. So for either one of those styles, I would expect a big kind of rocking, fluffy, sort of chiffon head, especially for a triple is what you're looking for. But it's a nice looking clear golden beer, virtually no head, no lacing. The nose is, typical. You do smell candy sugar in the nose. You get, yeasty esters, a lot of like light fruit, like either like green apples or maybe white grapes and bananas. Smells good. The taste you don't get bananas. You get you get the fruit, sort of like green apples. I do get kind of grapes, and then the back has a kind of a peppery, spiced pepper finish, which is pretty nice. So I'd put it, I love Belgian beers, so I just do, and most non-Belgian brewers that try to do a triple or a strong golden or a double, they rarely come off, true to form to me, and I'd say this is kind of same. It's a good beer. It's just it's not quite the style. It's it's missing certain aspects to be either a real good Belgian strong golden or a triple, but it's a drinkable beer. 10%. The alcohol is well hidden. Tasty, enjoyable. It's just it's just not quite up to kind of Belgian standards, but it's a nice beer.
So their site is calling Belgian Strong Pale Ale. That's what.
Yeah, that's what I would call it, BSPA or BSGA. So, but it's just weird that there's no carbonation. I mean, it's carbonated. There's just no head to it, which is really strange to me. Even kind of shaking it up a little bit, you can't get anything going on there. But yeah, it's solid. It's good.
It's a big beer. Like the ABV is not. What's the ABV on that?
10%. So maybe that's one of the but a good triple. A Vesmal triple. They can be 9 and 10%, and they can you still get that huge fluffy whipped cream meringue type of head, which is really what I'm looking for, and that real biscuity kind of smell, which I'm not quite getting on this. You get fruit, you get a little bit of esters. It's good. It's good. I feel like every beer is kind of like we're going a little bit on the meh side here tonight, So hopefully somebody's going to hit one out of the park.
I have not. I think it was pretty good.
All right, I got one hitting out of the park for me.
Okay, bring it up.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Big Papa.
All right, so we all know that yesterday was the beginning of autumn, right? It's officially fall. And you know what that means for me? My favorite time of the year.
IPAs.
No.
Yams.
You're on the right track.
Huge stouts.
Pumpkin beer.
Pumpkin IPA.
Beer. It's my favorite time of the year. Pumpkin is I don't know. Pumpkin's my jam. But I'm kind of picky about my pumpkin.
If you pull up a pumpkin, I'm gonna mute you.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I might rage
Oh, come
quit.
on. We haven't turned into that kind of craft beer group yet, have we?
Don't judge him, man. He just came back.
Yeah,
We
right.
love it. Whatever beer it is, we love it.
So
we
this
may
is-
not
this
be
is a new
that kind of
pumpkin.
group.
Did you guys hear crickets?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first year I believe this has been brewed, and it's from our good friends at Breckenridge, who we're big sip of guys, right?
Uh-huh.
I bring to you on Nitro pumpkin spice latte.
PSL.
No.
Yes.
It is a nitrogen charged pumpkin coffee stout at 5.5%, and it's in almost imperial pint proportions. 15.2 fluid ounce. What is up with the hate on pumpkin? I don't
No, it's the hate on
It's
Breckenridge.
the hate on sellout.
Why are we hating on Breck?
They
Why?
are AB InBev owns them.
So
Yeah,
good beer is good beer. Okay,
We've gone down this road with me
Yeah.
forever.
I think
Tell
that
us
you,
about tell us about your beer, Marcus, and tell us what you think
Yeah,
about it.
Marcus,
Get down on our knees like the national
Screw
anthem.
the haters, Marcus. Screw the haters.
it is absolutely delicious.
Is it Beechwood aged?
Got that.
Oh God, Marcus, it's not you, man.
You know what?
That's classic.
After it hurts right here, guys. Right
Yeah, no.
here it hurts.
So we're just picking up where we left off. Pick up where we left off.
No shit, you're picking up where he left off.
Yeah, no, this isn't you, man. Don't feel bad.
All right, so it's got that nice creamy nitrogen head to it. The coffee and the pumpkin are both like really mellow, so and this is probably the nitrogen in it too, making it kind of like it's not a very overwhelming flavor. It's quite, I don't know, weak's the wrong word, but it's somewhere along those lines, right?
Yeah.
The nose is a whole lot of pumpkin and a whole lot of coffee. I hate all of you.
No, it's not really.
Brady is like choking it back so hard.
No, we're trying to. I'm trying to. I'm going to start muting these guys so you can talk about your beer.
Nah, wait, Marcus. Here's the thing.
Go on, Sam.
So before you started talking, Jeff was like, "Man, it seems like everybody's drinking like man beer tonight. Somebody better hit a home run." And you were like, "I got a home run.
I got it.
It was a home run.
I have this
Calling everybody
Breckenridge."
off.
For me,
Yeah.
I love my pumpkin beer, and every single year y'all give me shit about my pumpkin beer. I'm just like, I like it.
Yeah, I like pumpkin beer too. I'm not.
Me too.
Gil liked pumpkin beer so much he had 30 of them every day of October last year. He had a pumpkin beer.
That's 2
It's
years
just,
ago, right?
it needs
Was it
to be no. We did 2 years. We did the year before and we did last year. But it's not about the pumpkin beer. It's about it needs to be well made. It just got to a point that they throw some stuff, some spices on a beer, and they call pumpkin. It's just it just became. It's just sad. That's
Well, I mean, it's really hard to brew with pumpkin. So the way that everyone was doing it was they took that nutmeg and they took the cinnamon and they took the spices, but not the actual pumpkin. But in the last, the last couple of years, I've noticed more and more pumpkin beers being actually brewed with pumpkin. And I think that's a good move. I think that's good. But I also have a food pairing for it. And because it is finally fall, and that is my favorite time of the year, I also give you not pumpkin pie. I'm not going to overdo the pumpkin. I give you pecan pie.
My God,
Pecan.
the guy's got a beer and a little pie. Now that's not a bad pairing.
It's pecan.
So
Can't go wrong.
I'm gonna take a minute and talk about this pie too, because it's made by a local shop here in mid-Missouri, and they are my very good friends Peggy Jean's Pies. And if you need some little pies in some mason jars, you can go to pjpies.com and get you some pie in a mason jar, and it's awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Pie Nation brought to you by
I'd be 3 times as fat as I am right now if we were Kraft Pie Nation.
We got a real pecan on the nose.
It's
Yeah.
pecan.
Randy's gonna just keep doing that. I'm gonna say pecan all night just to get till he just super cyan hair flaming. Going.
Be sure to contact PJ's Pies if you want your pie in a mason jar.
How is it though, Marcus? Is the pairing all you'd hoped it be?
It is.
There you go.
The sweetness of the pie is cut very nicely by the beer, so you can go back and forth and not overwhelm your palate with sweetness. I mean, this is a little pie, but it's still a lot of pie.
Yeah, man. Everybody needs if you have really sweet pie, you need a good glass of dullness to cut that. You know what I mean?
So, that's what I say.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that's a perfect pairing.
But you know, we all have this kind of reflexive hate against any beer that's now owned by a big brewer. But you know, by and large, most of them, it seems like they've kept their hands off the recipes. You know, Goose Island, still makes
Goose Island.
No.
No. Goose Island's down the hill, man. Don't go there.
Okay.
Completely disagree. I think all of you have a little case of confirmation bias, and you're wanting to see something in the beer just because of who they've been bought by. I think you're full of shit.
No, I got an infected beer. That's not.
Goose IPA is apple juice. It tastes like apple juice.
I'm talking about their saisons. I'm talking about Lolita, and I'm talking about Bourbon County, and
And again, something we always say here is not about, on my case at least, is not about the beer. Their beer is technically flawless, if they want to call it whatever. On my point is, the way they do business, they're not getting my money.
It's not fair trade.
If you guys want to do, I have nothing against you doing. I just don't do it myself. So.
Right. It has nothing to do with the liquor, like we always say. Like, for example, 2015 Bourbon County coffee and barley wine were excellent beers if you could find it not infected.
Not only that, Rare, Prop, almost the entire line of the Bourbon
Regal,
were
Vanilla Rye.
infected.
Oh no, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, here's what I'm going to say.
Rare and Prop were infected this year?
Fuck yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Tons of refunds.
But despite all that, here's the problem. If you guys want to talk about BAB, the reason they are buying all those breweries has nothing to do. They want to get better beer. They're going to get more of it. What they're doing, they're buying those breweries, jacking the price very low, so making hard for small breweries that can compete on that price, and giving the market an understanding that craft beer can be very cheap to buy there. They're not making money on those breweries just so they can force price, marked down into the market.
I think Lagunitas is doing that well.
Yeah, I was going to say Lagunitas
by Heineken.
Yeah.
No, I have not seen any brewer that's gotten bought. I haven't seen changes in price.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that either.
And I'm in the middle of the country, and I get pretty much everything that's been bought out, and price has not budged.
Yeah, I think AB InBev is buying them because AB InBev is buying them because now they've got beer they can sell at $11 a six pack, right next to $2.99 Budweiser.
I don't agree with that. I don't think that's the case. I'm sorry.
Look, man. The fact of the matter is, Breckenridge was never an awesome brewery. Breckenridge has always been meh. Breckenridge has never made a beer that made you say, "Oh snap, let me get another one of them." That's just the bottom line. So AB is there's a trend of them buying super mediocre ass craft breweries. Half of these breweries that have been bought by AB InBev and by Miller, I have not been sad to see them go. I haven't cared because their beer has been whack in the first place.
I tell you, I will only disagree.
I love the people from Breckenridge are awesome people. We love them. They're great. Despite of what we think about the beer, the people working there always treat us well. We have we have to say that.
Randy, I tell you what, by today's standards, maybe their beer is meh, but 6 years ago, Breckenridge, you didn't have the Trilliums and all these big IPAs 6 years ago. If you were in a store, if you were in a grocery store, I personally kind of like Breckenridge's Avalanche Amber Ale. If you wanted a beer that tasted better than Anheuser-Busch products 6 years ago, they were a decent option. I disagree with you saying that they were always meh. They're meh now by comparison to where our taste buds have gone. But 6 years ago, they weren't.
Let's pretend like we're at a time when the cut of steak called filet mignon didn't exist and top round existed. When top round existed, that was a good steak because that's all that was. It's a tough, shitty ass piece of steak. And then filet mignon come out, And you're gonna keep eating Top Round because it used to be a good steak? No, you're going.
Yeah, but don't kick Top Round because there's always a place for Top Round. I say yes because something better came along, because something that we perceive as better came along. That's good, and then stop eating Top Round. But there's no reason to kick Top Round for being a bad steak.
Well, I can kick Breck for being whack.
Because 6 years ago that wasn't a bad steak. You were happy to have it.
Well,
Steak Nation,
but what about
by
the
American Beef Council?
Yeah. Does your pie people? Do they make meat pies too?
No, but at the era when
Craft beef
Marcus's lower third was generated, that was a top shelf beer.
Go ahead, Ben.
My lower third ain't that old.
That's a Craft Beef Nation.
Craft Beef Nation.
Beef and pie is what we're all about.
That could be a whole different problem there.
I want to say one more thing about Brett before we move on, because I think we've beaten this horse to death. But
yeah, I kind of thought
there was a whole bunch of hyperbole thrown around there for the last couple of minutes. I thoroughly disagree with anyone who says Breckenridge is a meh brewery. They have brewed great beer. They continue to brew great beer. Just because you have evolved doesn't mean their beer is bad.
I have evolved. Beer has evolved. They haven't evolved.
Yeah,
Why do we have to have this chase of going
evolution?
to the we don't have to have everyone becoming dogfish and off the wall stuff. It is perfectly acceptable.
So
to keep with your original recipe.
So why do we have to evolve with
good new beer?
Why do we have to evolve with the palate of our consumers?
but there are 9 of us in this hangout, and we all have different opinions. We all have different tastes.
We always will.
So what's meta Randy is not meta Marcus. What is average to me is not average to somebody else.
To Gil's point, AB didn't buy Breck because Breck was making awesome beer. AB bought Breck because Breck made beer that, I guess, in my opinion, they appealed to a large segment of the population who may not necessarily be hardcore craft beer fans, and I get it. I get that, but they certainly didn't do it because the beer was awesome.
Well, to me, I think Breck I know this is going to come off as kind of out there because I know this other brewery makes some good beers, but I think in a way it's almost kind of like a New Belgium type deal. Like New Belgium makes, nothing they do other than some of their like Lips Faith with like the La Folie, but like, all their kind of core beers are kind of meh. It's kind of, to me,
satire.
I agree. Yeah. I agree with you totally. I think craft beer is not synonymous of good beer, right? Just because you're a small brewer, a nano brewer, a craft brewer, doesn't mean that your beer is good. We've all here have tried craft beer that it was really like twitching your noses, and it's that's another thing. When we were talking about here, we're not talking about craft beer against AB Bev, but it's not enough to be craft beer. You need to make good beer as well, because there's a lot of craft beer out there.
I think what it comes, I mean, as an industry person, I think what it comes down to is it's not really a discussion about who makes good beer, who doesn't make good beer, but what it really comes down to is talent. Look at what happened with Goose Island. They had an amazing group of people that made great beer, and they got bought out, and those people left because that wasn't what they were trying to do. And I think, what you need to do is just get good people, make good beer. And if you're going to do something like that, you got to consult with your talent, because at the end of the day, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get bought out? Or are you trying to make something different? Are you trying to make something that like follows a vision that instills like a certain value set?
Right, and here's the thing. Like, I want to make it clear that I don't blame cats for selling out. I mean, everybody got a price. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was Yusuf at Ballast Point,
I want to retire.
Right, I'm saying I'm not going. There's no. I will not sit here and tell you that I wouldn't sell out for $1 billion, because I'd be lying to you. I understand that.
For $500 million.
So I understand why breweries quote unquote sell out, because you got to have an exit plan from the game. But at the same time, I mean, I don't. Let's not pretend that I'll stop.
Well, and there are things like And I mean, we sometimes sound very, very snobby in Twitch, but I mean, we don't deny how important Goose Island was for craft beer. I mean, some of the biggest name on craft brewing right now
Came through Goose Island.
Okay, yeah, I mean, a lot of those people learn what they do or hone their talents in Goose Island. Goose Island was very, very important for craft brewing.
I mean, you can basically like thank every barrel aged beer you've ever had to them. I mean, they were like the originators.
Exactly.
So that's not a problem with them. Yeah. It has nothing to do with quality and stuff, although some of their beers are clearly suffer with quality. Their flagship beers, maybe they're not their specialty, but their flagship beers suffer quality. But my problem, and I think a lot of ours here, is not the quality. It's just, when you're drinking craft beer, you're very protective of a hobby that you have. You want to have something, and when you have an entity that tried to destroy that and take advantage of that, I take personal because that's my hobby, and I just not going to support those people, and that's all.
Yeah, it's like somebody, you like a underground music artist, they sign to a big label, you're not interested in them anymore. It's the same thing. It's we're probably being a little bit unreasonable, but
Right.
Jeffrey, I agree to a certain extent. I agree with you to a certain extent, Jeffrey, but at the same time, like, you're going to say that 312 and Honkers still taste the same?
I never liked those. I thought those beers were meh long before the acquisition. But
I'm with you.
Yeah, I agree. 312 changed a lot when it left Chicago. Basically.
Right. If you go on the interwebs, you can find stories of people who, before they even knew that Goose sold, they thought that there was some people find out about stuff after the fact. They thought, they were like, yo, 312 and Honkers don't taste the same, and then they found out that they sold. Yeah. So I mean, it's not. I mean, look, it speaks for itself. Is what I said. Ben, you want to talk about your beer, man?
Oh yeah,
we're out of time. Yeah, thanks, Ben.
Okay.
I'm just kidding, man.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Rohrbox, Invisible Sun. I can't bring regular stuff. I don't even go craft. I just go small.
Does it say Neoteric something?
Neoteric series. Yeah, this is a small batch series that Rohrbox does. Say they use the finest ingredients. I can't back that up, but I can say that it tastes really good. It's a Belgian style stout, and I'm gonna come forward and just say that I'm not familiar with Belgian style stouts. I didn't know they drank stouts in Belgium.
It's not a real style, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get a lot of nothing on the nose. Maybe a little bit of chocolate, maybe a little espresso. It's
nothing going on.
That's awesome.
I mean, it is a pint glass, so I mean, how much?
That must be a collab with Breck.
Oh, man.
I bring it right back around. No.
Matt said, y'all talk about Breck one more time.
But the flavor is really nice. You get some of that Belgian creamy candy sugar, some dark chocolate and espresso, but real muted, really mellow. Really trying to play it kind of on the more drinkable side, and I respect that. They still brought some flavor, and there's some nice espresso aftertones on the kind of lacing in your mouth afterwards. It kind of, I love a beer. I'm a sucker for a beer that kind of goes by its name, Invisible Sun. There's a little warmth at the end, but otherwise it's kind of muted. I give it 3.5 on Untapped. I think it's good. I don't think that is incredible, but I think it gets the job done. 9%, and it's not warm at all. So that's pretty impressive.
Where are those guys from, Benjamin? I don't know.
They are the oldest.
You said Weyerbacher, right?
Rochester. Rohrbach.
Oh, Rohrbach. Okay.
Rohrbach. Rohrbach.
For the record, I had to.
Rochester, New York, oldest brewery there, 1961. Oldest craft brewery, I should say.
That's pretty old.
Yeah.
For the record, I had to look up what neoteric means. So,
What does it mean?
I don't know what it means. Enlighten us.
New, modern, recent.
Recent.
I'm gonna
So, yeah.
open Nuoteric Brewing. That's gonna be That's gonna be the hotness.
Good recipes.
Good luck with that, man.
Nuoteric. We're the best. Nuoteric. No, I'm not doing it.
Real quick, my beer is, I don't know if I had this last week or not, but this is I don't want to be you from Vale as well. I'm joining Gil in the Vale ranks. This is the 0 IBU IPA that was brewed with but this one's brewed with I think I want to say Citra and Mosaic hops. I don't buy the whole 0 IBU thing from them. I think that's crap.
What does that mean? That means there's no hops whatsoever? No
Right,
bitterness?
but it doesn't matter. Just because it doesn't come from hops doesn't mean that it's not bitter. That's like
There's IBUs and sugar and salt.
it's like marketing.
I don't know. Like those beers are so hard for me to like try to explain to people like what they taste like. That I don't want to be you. That I don't ever want to be you. Like
I don't ever.
It's so weird. Like trying to
Ever
describe like the taste of those things and like
That's
the
a beer, Jeff.
bitterness.
Jeffrey said, what does that mean that there's no hops? Y'all remember that time I was talking about the beer I was drinking? I said it was brewed with Citra and Mosaic hops.
Yeah. And then
What
I
is
started
that?
talking over you.
What is that?
I love the label though. That is a cool label that they did.
To Doug's
Randy,
point,
I do remember that time that you dumped the entire Voodoo Donut beer down the sink.
deservedly so.
Where it goes, he conveyed it.
Remember
he
that time
conveyed it
when-
with the garbage disposal.
Remember that time when Lee sucked his girlfriend's toe on camera?
All right, so
All right. Well, only Jeffrey remembers that.
Lee Allison, how you doing tonight, buddy? It's been a
I'm doing
long
excellent, gentlemen.
time.
How's everybody?
Doing well. Are you
up?
drinking?
I am. And how many times did we ever bring stuff on just on label? This is Clown Shoes
say.
Evil Crawdad.
It's Imperial Red Ale, right?
Yeah, it's an Imperial Red, super hoppy. Really good, though. Very tasty. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Allison with the in-depth reviews.
Yeah, and the
Still rocking them.
4-pixel camera.
I don't know what's up with that camera. You'd think in all these years I'd replace that bastard, right? I guess not, though.
With the F,
Lee, you look like you lost a ton of weight, man.
with the F10,
I have-
the
And
F10.2
his headphone looks like a tiara holding his long hair now.
Oh no,
Good God, man. Cut
That
your
is,
hair.
Negative.
That is hippie.
Negative Ghost Rider.
So yeah, so
What the fuck?
it's a good beer, huh, Lee?
Shit, yeah, this thing's really tasty.
A man of many words.
It's
Hang
a
on,
beer.
hang on. You know, I got to get back into the groove of this shit. Hang on, man. Give me just a moment here. Let's see. So, plenty of malt in it. Color is really good. Head retention, I had to rough it up just a little bit. That was about, I don't know, 10 minutes ago. Hey, what? It's hop forward, but it's not like I'm not getting so much of the grapefruit and a little bit more of the cut grass out of the hops. It's really good. I'm liking the shit out of this beer.
I'm
Better.
liking the shit out of a
That's
mug
better.
that you can
That's
put a
better.
whole 22 ouncer in.
That's classic.
and still have room. And still,
Everything's bigger in
Wow.
Texas.
It's a bomber mug.
Hey, now, this is a
Yeah,
family show,
It's a
man.
bomber mug. It's like one of about 4 that I own.
Chewy.
They're handy.
you need a whole hand. Speaking of curls. Anyway, yeah. So, Matt, I'm sure you went and got a second beer to get rid of that.
I did. In fact, I drank just real
that-
quick. I drank the Java Pig Stout.
That's a good beer. Nice roasty.
It's very roasty. Lots of coffee, and not. I just picked up and smelled the glass of that tiramisu, and I actually don't think I'm going to drink any more of it.
Yeah, that evaporated milk stout.
I think I'm done with it. Yep.
Condensed milk stout.
I think if I leave it,
That's when
out
you
on
know
the-
you
I think
have
if I leave
too
it here
much
on the,
beer.
it'll curdle overnight if I leave it out here on the counter.
Just consider it like a gift to your son that he doesn't have to deal with that tomorrow.
Yeah. Welcome to the tent. Whoa.
Don't let the cat near it.
Yeah.
Did you go, Freddie? Did Freddie already go?
Welcome to Dutch Oven.
Dutch oven. Huh? Little Dutch oven cooking here at the campsite.
Yeah,
I'm
Freddie's
on
drinking-
number 2.
He's drinking the funky. He was drinking that.
Oh
funky
yeah, the Funky Buddha. That's right. I just didn't
I'm
want him to
drinking-
get all salty because
I'm
he's
drinking,
already.
I'm drinking a beer from this douchebag.
Yeah. Get on
Jeffrey something. I forget his name. It's not that important. This is Lakewood Brewing's Mole Temptress.
Nice label.
And if you would like to see Jeffrey J. Davis's review of Mole Temptress from Lakewood Brewing,
Please.
that's his YouTube channel. Thank you.
He sent me
Also buy
this.
cake.
Product placement.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that beer, Freddie?
I disagree entirely with your review. No,
I figured.
no, it's good, man. It's really good. It's the ancho. You can get the chilies there. I get a little bit more heat. I know that you mentioned that it could have used a little bit more heat from you, but that goes with depending on your tolerance. But yeah, it's good. It's smoky. It's got that lactose sweetness to it. Light in the body for sure. Tons of cinnamon. I mean, it fits that whole like Mexican stout kind of style. Definitely. But yeah, for sure, it could definitely use a little bit more mouthfeel on this bad boy. And it's not open. It's not cloyingly sweet at all. It's good. It's a good balance of the cinnamon, the heat, the chocolate. That's good. It's definitely good.
I hate the fact that they based that whole series on a milk stout, just like Hardywood does with the GBS variant.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I hate that. Like that. Obviously, me being lactose intolerant, that's why I hate it. So but yeah, I hate that. And Ben, you were about to say something, Ben.
It's a really good beer though.
Ancho's a pretty light pepper, isn't it, Freddie? I think it's like a smoked jalapeno, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why you're asking.
It's a different pepper. That's chipotle. You're thinking.
Interested. You don't have to.
It's not super spicy though. You're right. It's not aggressive heat.
I'm wondering
It's more
if
of a vegetal taste with a little bit of heat.
I'm not sure if Ben saw the last name and stereotype me and asked me about peppers.
Nah, it wasn't that. You got the beer in your hand. All right, okay.
We're gonna glide right over that.
Yeah,
Gil, mute me. No.
Wait, you were going to slide right over it right until you pointed it out.
Yeah. Hey, did your uncle pick that?
I don't see color. Okay, I work at a restaurant. I don't see color.
God damn it!
Come on. That's a whole. We about to extend Friday Night Hangout about a whole another hour.
Shit out of you people.
I think Ancho was like more flavor than heat.
It's not that hot. It has a great flavor, but it's not.
It's not overly spicy. I'm saying it's not. There's not too much heat. It's chili and ancho.
Yep. Same thing as like Wahilio as well.
Yeah.
More flavor than heat. So
I would think you know what was the Copper Kettles was I thought hotter than this by far.
Yeah. You think that's better? That's definitely better than that, and versus like Mexican cake, that and Copper Kettle. How do you rank them?
Mexican cake's good too, man. I think the variants of Mexican cake probably a little better, but I don't think Mexican cake is like the all and all be all.
If Copper Kettle's a chocolate milk, a Mexican chocolate stout had Mexican cake's body, it would be the perfect Mexican.
I like Abraxas. I like Abraxas. Abraxas is good.
Now the Lakewood the beer that Fred is having, they have a mint chocolate chip cookie version of that beer that is amazing.
There's a mint, and there's also one they call something to do with New Orleans, a French Quarter or something. It's some kind of a bourbon, some kind of barrel or something. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, I'm on the lookout for both of those as they come out. They're seasonal.
Nice.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's gonna be it for the Friday Night Hangout. Be sure to tune in again next Friday when I'm sure it'll probably be like since we got so many people in tonight. Next week there'll be 2 to 3 of us.
But I'm bringing a Legion. I'm bringing a Legion 10 barrel and
Devil's backbone.
And Devil's Backbone.
Let's make some noise for Matt Miller's last episode.
Actually, I don't think the Devil's.
Elysian Pumpkin, right?
I don't think the Devil's Backbone deal has gone through yet.
It's not finalized, but it's
done.
yeah, it's
right.
a done deal.
But it hasn't been approved yet by the STC, I don't think, or Justice Department or somebody.
I don't think there's been Justice Department involvement in any of the brewing acquisitions yet.
Okay, well, SEC.
The FBI,
The
CIA,
ACC or the Big Ten are certainly going to have an issue with that.
somebody. Yeah,
The Crandalls haven't
Big
gotten their
Ten?
money yet. The Crandalls haven't gotten their money yet, but you can bet AB is calling the shots.
Yeah.
A governmental agency that needs to approve the sale has not done so yet. How about that? So
Also known as the Federal Trade Commission, but yeah.
So nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to join us next week. And until then, cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Awesome.
Yo, don't be afraid to kill it.